So yeah, shout out to Ayatollah Trump or Donald Trump. But all right, though, let's get into our guy over here, Alex Jones. Funny though, isn't it?
Naftali Bennett, longtime Israeli politician, leader, Naftali Bennett, explaining Israel's next step. Here's where they're going next. Watch.
A new Turkish threat is emerging. I want to be very clear. Turkey and Qatar have gained influence in Syria, are seeking influence elsewhere and everywhere throughout the region. And from here, I warn, Turkey is the new Iran.
Bruh.
Erdogan is sophisticated, dangerous, and he seeks to encircle Israel.
Yep, and the next thing you know, they're going to start saying he killed 50,000 of his own people in a protest, right? Trust me. Coming up next on Lies from the Deep State, 50,000 protesters killed in Turkey. Like, oh, boy. Oh, shoot, shout out to my man Noah Joyner. Appreciate the support. He says, I'm hoping Iran asks Bibi to be tried for war crimes to reach a ceasefire. Yeah, I'm gonna keep preaching it. We need to start acting like one species. Now, honestly, man, shout out to my man Noah. That would be beautiful. Like, you know what, bro? Like, we'll give you the uranium. Just try Bibi on war crimes and make sure he goes. No, just try him. Like, that's all. Bibi in jail, bro. We'll give you the uranium, bro. No, you don't even gotta lift the sanctions. Just put Bibi in jail. That'd be beautiful if Iran acts for that, because I'll be like, no, I'm all for it. No, let's do it. And anybody who objects against it is un-American, right? That's how I'm playing it.
We can't close our eyes again.
He's sophisticated and dangerous. It's hardly an endorsement of Erdogan, the Turkish leader, hardly an endorsement of him to say, when Bennett says he's dangerous, what he really means is he's sovereign. We can't tell him what to do. We don't fully control him. We can influence him, and it's clear that Israel and Turkey...
A Muslim country with sovereignty? How dare those Islamist extremists have a country that they can sit there and pray to Allah and shit? And nope, we got to bomb it. We got to stabilize it. We got to throw it into turmoil to the point where they got slavery again. Sudan. Sorry.
He did have some kind of relationship in the overthrow of Bashar al-Assad in Syria last year, just a guess. But the real problem with Turkey is that it can't be controlled. So it is therefore a threat to Israel. And again, not attacking Israel. That's true. Genesis 15 says it's pre-Abraham, it's Abram, receives from God the news that his descendants will inherit the land. And you tell me as the theologian if I'm getting this wrong, but from the Euphrates to the Nile. I think that's right. And that would include like basically the entire Middle East. That would be the Levant. So that would be Israel, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. It would also be big parts of Saudi Arabia and Iraq. It would be, I mean,
I'm not sure it would go that far. I mean, it would be a big piece of land, but here's the point.
It would be a lot of places that are now countries.
But this particular area that we're talking about now, Israel, is a land that God gave through Abraham to a people that he chose. It was a people, a place, and a purpose. We can look at it that way. Christian Zion.
And if you don't know what Greater Israel is, I got this nice little map of it right here. Whoops, a daisy. But all right, let me go ahead and show y'all real quick, because yeah, this is wild. This is Greater Israel. So what Israel wants to do, and I mean what they've actually been doing for a while now, is they want to see all this blue right here. Yeah, this is what Greater Israel, this is what they want to do here. They want to pretty much take a big old chunk of Egypt. They want to take all of Lebanon. This is why they're trying to annex southern Lebanon as we speak. They want to take Syria. They want to take all of Jordan, a decent chunk of Saudi Arabia. They wanted to cut off parts of Iraq. And you kind of notice how a lot of these countries we destabilize, so they're kind of like ripe for the picking. But yeah, this is Greater Israel. This is what they want to do, and this is what they're committed to, and this is what Mike Huckabee said. It'd be fine if they took it all. I know, right? Wild.
Zionism. I want to go back.
Oh, And make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get more people on the conversation by double tapping that screen.
Through Abraham to a people that he chose. It was a people, a place, and a purpose. We can look at it that way. Christian Zionism, I want to go back because that's where we started.
I'm not going to let you off on this because you have said it 3 times that God gave this land to this people. And so it is entirely fair for me with respect to ask, what land are you talking about? Because I just read Genesis 15, as I have many times. And that land, I think it says, from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. So God gave that land to his people, the Jews, or he didn't. You're saying he did. What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis. You're saying that's the original deed.
It would be fine if they took it all.
Israel is not just controlling our foreign policy. They're trying to get full control of the media, even more control of domestic policy to ensure on their flank their takeover of the Middle East and to make sure we join them in this. So this is the new world war being set up. We were supposed to pivot to deal with China. Nope, sorry. Israel says China can do whatever it wants. You work for us. It's a big deal. It's like you're tied down on the railroad tracks and here comes the big train towards you.
I mean, it was like we're literally giving over influence in the Middle East to China and Russia. I mean, that's the worst thing we want to do. But we're steady walking ourselves into that reality.
We need to get off these tracks. So that's why I played those 2 clips, because I just wanted to back up what I was saying and show you the actual individuals admitting it. And if you talk about it, well, you're just anti-Jewish. What? Tucker is absolutely right. This is how big empires operate, and Israel is acting like an empire because it controls, to a great extent, the United States. Majority of Israelis want a show. They got polls in Israel. The majority of Israelis want a greater Israel. They want half of Lebanon. They want large pieces of the rest of the Middle East.
Half? Nah, they want all of Lebanon. They don't want half. They want all of it. They just slow rolling it right now.
And if they think they can go take it, well, then, that's up to them. But we should not pay for it, and we shouldn't die for it. And so Tucker Carlson recently came out and said that Turkey and Lebanon are next. That's because not just Netanyahu's party, but the other major parties, the other 2 conservative parties, they make up the majority together, they're openly giving speeches. I played them a few weeks ago here, saying yes. They're even trying to start selling advanced real estate speculative contracts on, once it's taken over, who will get first dibs on it. And so they're carpet bombing Christians in Lebanon, 30,000+ homes destroyed.
Yep.
And
I mean, Christian villages completely wiped off the face of the map, like literally wiped off the face of the map. It's absolutely atrocious. And there's other things going on too. What was it? There was this outrage of an Israeli soldier breaking the face of a Jesus statue. He received, what was that, like 30 days or something like that? I know he received a punishment, and Bibi Netanyahu condemned it. He better condemn it. But yeah, actually, let me go ahead and show you what people are tripping about right now. This right here.
16/12/2025 آخر السنة.
They pretty much broke the Jesus statue.
هذا كسرين الصليب على لميناه حطيناه على جنب. منطقة الدورة حد مستشفى مضروب.
And then there's this viral photo right here. Like, yeah. And like I said, this guy's been condemned. He's been condemned. He's been charged. I believe he's supposed to get 20 days. Yeah, 20 days in jail or something like that. Nothing crazy, but at least he was punished, right? Right. If that's enough for you. Now, for me personally, I would like him to be off the IDF completely, in jail, because I'll be real with you, kind of decimated an entire village, but it's, that's just me. That's just me, guys. Let me see here if I could also find this, the complete wiping out of this village over here. All right, F it, I'll go back to the video. If I find it, I'll bring it back up.
Tune into the Christian, Zionist channels that are the dominant channels on cable. There's not a damn word about this, except Huckabee got asked about it a month ago by Tucker, saying, so according to your interpretation of Genesis, Israel can have the whole Middle East. And he said, yes, just take it all. You want to see the clip again? Okay. So you go take it all then.
Bruv.
And that, and I've seen Netanyahu's deputy and the leaders of the other parties say on Fox News, Turkey is the new enemy after we take down Iran. Well, it's got the biggest conventional military in NATO. And they just worked with Turkey, Israel did a year and a half ago, right before Trump got in, to take down Assad and put Al-Qaeda in.
Yep.
So it's just, it's a disgusting mess. It's a black hole. It's totally insane. And Trump just put out a new Truth Social saying Israel did not.
Which is hilarious because, no, that's true. It's like Israel and Turkey was working together in Israel to remove the Assad regime, which they were successful in. Now Israel is turning their gun on Turkey, pretty much calling them the new Iran.
Tell him to go to war in Iran. Well, Netanyahu comes to Congress like 6-7 times a year and says that. He's pressured all the previous presidents he's been in power for 25 years to do it. And they gave Trump the fake intelligence, and that's admitted from the Pentagon and the Israelis. So Trump says this, it's pure crap. Israel never talked to me into the war with Iran, never talked me into the war with Iran. The results of October 7th added to my lifelong opinion that Iran could never have a nuclear weapon, did. I watch and read the fake news pundits and polls and told this belief. 90% of what they say are lies and made up stories. Yeah, usually are. Usually you were telling the truth before. And the polls are rigged. No, not Rasmussen and others, not your internal ones. And the polls are rigged. I mean, they had Mark Mitchell after he was on the show months ago. They summoned him there to meet with the president. He warned him. And the polls are rigged. Much of the 2020 election was rigged. Just like the results of the Venezuela, which the media doesn't like talking about. The results in Iran will be amazing. And if Iran's new leaders, regime change, are smart, Iran can have a great and prosperous future. Wait a minute. Trump said dozens of times the last month. Well, he said it a few days in, so how many days is that? 50-something days. That we've achieved regime change. That's not, the strait is open. No, it's not. I mean, I'm sorry. I just cannot sit here and be part of this. And notice before Israel invaded Lebanon a month ago, put it back on screen, Huckabee gave him permission. Did Mike Huckabee just greenlight Israel to invade half of the Levant? February 26th. I mean, we are being sleptwalked into this war. And what Trump does is change the story 4 or 5 times a day. It's not a war. We already won. The strait's open. Better open, I'll blow you up. I'll end your civilization. He did it again over the weekend. And he's just trying to confuse people. I don't think he's that senile. I think he's demented. I think it's deranged. Because in the past, the media would call Trump a liar. I'd go, look at the policy. It was almost always true. It was easy to back him. And I was getting persecuted for backing him, so he must be good. Here's Tucker Carlson in a breakdown of what's next. And everything he's saying is true because Israel says it. This is the plan.
You know, there's a difference. Like back when I was on MAGA's side, like everything Trump was doing, you can point to results of his plan and be like, yo, no, the plan is working. Of course, Dems are a bit impatient, but it is what it is. The plans are working. I mean, gas prices were going down, inflation was going down, the job market was seeing, well, some positive growth in certain sectors. We had a couple bad months, but let's be real. It wasn't like a net negative. And now we're seeing the exact opposite of all of that due to the Iran war that he promised that he would never get us into. So you got to understand, we're not just coming at Trump for no reason. We're coming at Trump for broken campaign promises that you guys want to gaslight us on, sadly. Y'all want to go ahead and show us interviews from the 1980s going like, look, see, he always wanted to bomb Iran. Bro, what about in 2016 when he said, let's not do that. Let's not get into the Middle East. Let's go with what he currently was saying. Like I said, it's the complete gaslighting of, well, the guys who are pretty much turning away from MAGA.
Dragging us into every single conflict and paying for it. Here it is.
This is a longtime Israeli politician, leader, Naftali Bennett, explaining Israel's next step. Here's where they're going next. Watch.
A new Turkish threat is emerging. I want to be very clear. Turkey and Qatar have gained influence in Syria, are seeking influence elsewhere and everywhere throughout the region. And from here, I warn, Turkey is the new Iran. Erdogan is sophisticated, dangerous, and he seeks to encircle Israel. We can't close our eyes again.
He's sophisticated and dangerous. It's hardly an endorsement of Erdogan, the Turkish leader, hardly an endorsement of him to say when Bennett says he's dangerous, what he really means is he's sovereign. We can't tell him what to do. We don't fully control him. We can influence him, and it's clear that Israel and Turkey did have some kind of relationship in the overthrow of Bashar al-Assad in Syria last year, just a guess. But the real problem with Turkey is that it can't be controlled. So it is therefore a threat to Israel. And again, not attacking Israel. That's true. That is true. In the same sense that when we have hostile leaders in big countries in our hemisphere, it really bothers us. And sometimes we kill them, regime change them. And we make up this whole, no, it's really important. The people of country X need to be free. But really, we need to be unconstrained because we're a great power. That's what it is. It's important to say this, not to allege some sort of dark conspiracy by the Israelis, but to explain that it's not unusual at all. It's the most usual thing in the world. What's unusual is to live in a country that is so controlled, whose media environment is so precisely constructed to keep you from knowing anything that matters, from seeing the most obvious things, and that it has been constructed, it's not a conspiracy theory, over the course of many, many years to keep you from not knowing. Barry Weiss may run CNN. Whoever thought that would happen? Okay, now, but the point of these moves is to, in the media, is to control the way things are described so you can't see things clearly, and to muddy the conversation with anti-Semitism, the Nazis. No, this is classic great power competition, and we just can't see it because we have been so thoroughly propagandized, we think that this is some sort of like effort to liberate somebody. It's not. But then the question becomes like, what is our role in this? So now that we know, and by the way, it's perilous that we know. And one of the reasons I almost didn't do this, not that I'm like saying anything that isn't obvious, it's all very obvious, but to say it out loud does not make things more stable. In other words, once you have a war going on and everybody knows that it's not being waged on behalf of the people who are dying in it or the families they leave behind, then, things can...
Because what did they tell you about this war? I mean, let's be real. They said, we must make sure Iran doesn't get a nuclear weapon. Well, Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon now. It doesn't have a nuclear weapons program. And all we got is this 60% enrichment from 2021. So if this was about Iran not having a nuclear weapon, I mean, shoot, the Ayatollah nipped that in the butt for us in 2004 with the religious fatwa. And honestly, Barack Obama nipped that in the butt for us in 2015 with the JCPOA. So what nuke does Iran have? Like, we don't even have proof that they was even progressing towards 90%. Yet we're talking about, we must make sure Iran doesn't have a nuke. Shoot, Iran's are making sure themselves that they don't got a nuke. And now we don't even know that for sure because we blew up the guy who was enforcing that religious law.
Things don't get more stable. So, and no one wants to add to the present instability. But I just think it's important to know the truth and to know what our leaders have planned because, as you already know, they lie.
Oh, guys, you got any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements? I'll be happy to read it out loud. Just super chat it in, or you can also send it in a Venmo. Probably the Venmo is $1 and up, super chats $2 and up. You already know how that goes. Appreciate the support, but if not, let's make sure we are double tapping that screen and liking the video because it's free.
And they have no scruples at all. Thanks for watching. You can go to tuckercarlson.com for our entire library of everything. It says it's Abram, it's pre-Abraham, it's Abram, receives from God the news that his descendants will inherit the land. And you tell me as the theologian if I'm getting this wrong, but from the Euphrates to the Nile. I think that's right. And that would include like basically the entire Middle East. That would be the Levant. So that would be Israel, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. It would also be big parts of Saudi Arabia and Iraq. It would be, I mean,
I'm not sure it would go that far. I mean, it would be a big piece of land, but here's the point.
It would be a lot of kind of places.
I'm sorry, but can any of y'all even super chat that in and substantiate how Tucker is, you know, compromised to the dark side? Because nobody's been able to substantiate that. Y'all kind of just say it, and I guess is it supposed to land? Like, I don't know. I feel like y'all falling for the propaganda. Pretty much anybody who's against this war has been pretty much attacked. And I mean, problem is, I mean, what's wrong with Tucker again? Can anybody like really explain that? No, you can't. All you could just say is he's compromised. S.E.T. Like, all right, by who? I don't know, S.E.T. Like the Qataris, where's your proof? I don't have it, S.E.T. But you just got to understand, Laura Loomer said so on Twitter, so he got to be compromised, S.E.T. I'm like, oh, really? Laura Loomer? That's your source, bro? All right.
That are now,
and I know that's not all of your source. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have your own independent thought of why you think Tucker's compromised. But please, super chat it in, Venmo it in. Let me know, because I really don't feel like you guys can substantiate that.
Countries
that this particular area that we're talking about now, Israel, is a land that God gave through Abraham to a people that he chose. It was a people, a place, and a purpose. We can look at it that way. Christian Zionism, I want to go back because that's where we started.
I'm not going to let you off on this because you have said it 3 times that God gave this land to this people. And so it is entirely fair for me with respect to ask, what land are you talking about? Because I just read Genesis 15, as I have many times. And that land, I think it says from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. So God gave that land to his people, the Jews, or he didn't. You're saying he did. What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis. You're saying that's the original deed.
It would be fine if they took it all.
So Israel is not just controlling our foreign policy, they're trying to get full control of the media, even more control of domestic policy to ensure on their flank their takeover of the Middle East and to make sure we join them in this. So this is the new world war being set up. We were supposed to pivot to deal with China. Nope, sorry. Israel says China can do whatever it wants. You work for us. It's a big deal. It's like you're tied down on the railroad tracks and here comes the big train towards you. We need to get off these tracks. So that's why I played those 2 clips, because I just wanted to back up what I was saying and show you the actual individuals admitting it. And if you talk about it, well, you're just anti-Jewish. What? Tucker is absolutely right. This is how big empires operate, and Israel is acting like an empire because it controls, to a great extent, the United States. And Trump did not let Netanyahu run us in the first administration. And that was a good thing. And he followed through on not having a bunch of wars. So I trusted him because in the past he did such a great job, comparatively.
Yeah.
Now that's not the case.
Okay.
And I could spend the rest of the hour just reading.
Okay, it's in support of pretty much the Muslim community that you guys are mad about. Oh, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with trying to unite like Christians and Muslims at all. I know a lot of people think like Islam is the stain upon humanity, and I disagree with that. But nah, that's actually a good thing. But what was it? People say, "Oh, it's house in Doha." Well, one, Qatar, yes, Qatar, Doha. I mean, Doha, Qatar. That they are allies, by the way, and they do invest trillions of dollars into our AI and weapons companies. So I mean, they're an ally. I mean, people have houses in Israel, and y'all don't complain about that. I mean, they have houses, bro. People are dual citizens and have houses in all other countries, but you never doubt their loyalty. Oh, you only doubt their loyalty as long as they agree with you. Okay, I get what it is now. I get it. Okay. So nah, I don't really see anything wrong with that. And saying Sharia law, well, here's the thing. A lot of Muslim scholars have definitely brought mathematics, poetry, and a lot of good things to humanity. That's not a lie. No, it's not. You can actually look this up, bro. We got that we got algebra. We got algebra from the Arabs, from the Muslim guys. So I'm sorry, but as much as y'all want to sit there and act like they haven't given anything to the world, they have, just like every culture has. Hey, man, we all put in on this thing we call humanity.
This Wall Street Journal article, and you're like, oh, I heard all that from you. Yeah. I don't just know this is an accurate article because I trust the Wall Street Journal. No, it's because I know and have gotten very similar information from people that are there. And the majority of people there are freaked out because just from a political perspective, they know they're going to be out of power. And a lot of them are actually moral and think this is wrong. But Israel is going for it all right now through our government.
Oh, and also, well, Muslim countries got like lower crimes than, bro, European countries, bro. There's Muslim countries got lower crime than American cities. Like, you guys got to understand where he's coming from with that argument. I think it's a very low IQ to sit there and take it from he's saying the Muslim extremists have a better society. No. Pretty much standing out the fact that you could go in a lot of these Muslim countries and you could leave like a $10,000 on the hood of a car and it's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there the next day because they truly don't believe in stealing. There's barely any crime committed in Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia. I'm just saying, like, that's just the facts right there. You may not want to reconcile with that, but it is what it is.
But then we also have another clip. Yeah, let's play that in a moment. Of Trump saying we struck Iran to defend Israel. So he's saying Israel has nothing to do with it, but we did it for Israel. You have the head of the ADL a few weeks ago saying, if you say this war was for Israel, you're anti-Semitic. We want to come after you and silence you and use the same energy we used on Hamas with exploding pagers. That's a quote. It's a threat. I can't believe he said that. Jonathan Greenblatt. It's just wild. It's crazy.
And that, my friend, is a very fair statement. Now, that's fair. Now, they do have wild ass penalties. Your hands get chopped off for stealing. So, think about it. Is anything like worth stealing that's going to be like worth your hands? Exactly. I don't know. Maybe we need.
And then Congressman Massey.
I'm joking.
And other individuals got within one vote of repealing Trump's war powers, which he's operating without, or invoking the war powers over Trump, which Congress is supposed to have control of the power of the purse and to declare a full war. This is a full war. And I noticed all over the place over the weekend, oh, they're traitors, arrest them. They're trying to have a coup over Trump's military power. No, it's in the Constitution. Yeah, the Russians shot missiles at us. Trump he has the authority to defend against them. Things like that. But he doesn't have the power to take us into a full war. Remember, he ran against that as well. Yeah, so here's President Trump on going to war to protect Israel. Here it is.
This is very important, and we're doing very well on.
Hey, and shout out to my man Noah, because I completely agree with this. He's like, we are to judge people based off their actions. Disagree with people all you want, but be respectful about it. There's no difference between us other than culture All right. All right. My bad, guys. I don't know what in God's name just happened there. Don't know, but I'm back. I got you guys. Hold up here. I know, right? I don't know what happened right there. Phone just started tripping. Well, not my phone, but I guess I don't know what happened. I guess the connection was tripping for a little bit, but we are at very good connection. So we should be good, guys. We should be good. Let's go ahead and run it back. And all right. Now let's go ahead and make sure I read my man Noah Joyner's super chat real quick. He said we are to judge people based off their actions. Disagree with people all you want, but be respectful about it. There's no difference between us other than culture and ancestry. Yeah, and and here's the thing though. People like to think that I don't know. We have this. I kind of like it though. We have this American supremacist view of like, oh, we're just the masters of the universe. We just did all this great stuff. Like everything is centered around us and so we're all technological advancements. And I'm like, not really. Like, not really. Like, guys, trust me, the Arabs put in on this, Africans put in on this, white people put in on this. Like everything humanity is pretty much comprised of, well, all humans around the world. That's just how it is. And trying to just put it off on all one group, a bit of supremacist attitude that I sometimes like, but it can kind of get in the way of trying to teach y'all a lesson about, I don't know, respecting other cultures.
Shot missiles at us. Trump he has the authority to defend against them. Things like that. But he doesn't have the power to take us into a full war. Remember, he ran against that as well. Yeah, so here's President Trump on going to war to protect Israel. Here it is.
This is very important, and we're doing very well on the war front, to put it mildly, I would say. Somebody said, on a scale of 10, where would you rate it? I said about a 15. And we're going to continue to do well. We have the greatest military in the world by far. And that was a tremendous threat to us for many years. 47 years they've been killing our people and killing people from all over the world. And I think we have great support. And I think if we didn't do it first, they would have done it to Israel and give us a shot if that was possible. And if we didn't terminate the worst deal, one of the worst deals ever made, the Obama nuclear deal, I call it the Obama nuclear deal, where he gave everything to Iran, including a nuclear weapon. It was a road to a nuclear weapon. Bad things would have happened 4 years ago because they would have had a weapon 4 years ago if I didn't terminate that deal.
And Israel did strike first when Trump decided to put it off again. That's declassified. That's public.
Yep.
They did drag us into it. But now he's put Truth Social out saying that's not the case because it's embarrassing to him that he's not in charge. It's like when he said, Israel, do not attack Lebanon anymore. And they keep attacking. In fact, they intensified the attacks. That's a fact.
The bad guys all over the world, the EU, NATO, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Democrat Party, they all recognize.
But all right, though, let's go ahead and get right back into the news cycle.
Meanwhile, some serious news. Vice President J.D. Vance is reportedly set to hit to Pakistan today for new rounds of peace talks with Iran.
President Trump says if there's no deal, he's unlikely to extend the ceasefire, which expires tomorrow.
All right, Matt Finn is live in Islamabad ahead of those high-stake negotiations. Matt.
Ryan, the U.S. delegation led by the vice president has not publicly confirmed its anticipated travel here to Pakistan. This is really an hour-by-hour situation. The United States seems to be all systems go, but state media associated with the Iranian regime has been reporting that Iran has not confirmed that it's sending a delegation here to Islamabad. Now, Iran's reluctance to publicly confirm the second round of peace talks may be Iran posturing or doing PR. So far, the U.S. has seemingly not pulled the plug. Iranian state media claims one sticking point is the U.S. blockade. State media has said as long as that blockade remains on the Strait of Hormuz, Iran may not negotiate. But the president has said the blockade will remain in place on the strait. And the president is also warning about the future of the 2-week ceasefire, which was broken anyway and is set to expire tomorrow. Now, we did an interview with the head of the European Ship Owners Association, which says it represents about 1/3 of the world's ships. Right now, the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, and Iran is asking to inspect ships carrying billions of dollars in cargo and is demanding fees.
It is unacceptable that seafarers, that the lives of seafarers and the safety of the seafarers are put at risk. seafarers that are just doing their job, especially international straits such as the Strait of Hormuz. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea must apply, in particular the principle of free transit passage.
And one of the latest updates from the president of Iran's republic, he says that Iranians do not submit to force, referring to the United States. We will keep you updated on these critical second round of peace talks here in Islamabad. Back to you, New York.
All right, we'll see. All eyes in Islamabad. Thanks so much, Matt.
The first three didn't submit to negotiations either, Brian, and they're no longer with us.
Right, and a lot of the IRGC leadership has been killed.
Yeah.
Certainly, they've lost 40 people in the initial strike, including the Grand Ayatollah. But without the ISW, the Institute for Study of War, has a story that The Economist kind of brought up in the first round of talks. I guess they had about 70 people there, but they couldn't agree. They were fighting with each other. And it was the Pakistanis that were, guys, settle down, come up with one message. We sent 3 people.
Yeah.
They have a lot of different people because we killed a lot of them, eliminated them. But now, Ainsley, it's a battle between General Ahmed Fakidi, he's from the IRGC, and Mahmoud Bakhtir Ghalibaf. Now, Ghalibaf is a childhood friend of Soleimani. But he decided to go the political route. Soleimani went the military route.
Oh, shit.
And initially, he seemed to have the political route.
I told you. We got hardliners now, but we got Qasem Soleimani's homie. General Qasem Soleimani, the one that was pretty much organizing the axis of resistance. Like, pretty much all running through him. All operations ran through this guy, his homie.